Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am the religious hippie, also known as Amber Rose. You can basically follow me on any social media platform, just type in the religious hippie and you will find me. So today I thought it was fitting to talk about Advent since Advent just started last Sunday, which was the 29th. So I haven't actually celebrated Advent since I was a child. So this will be my first time actually celebrating Advent. So I'm extremely excited and I hope you guys are excited as well. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so let's start with the word Advent itself. Advent comes from the Latin word which means coming. So basically, Advent is 4 weeks we prepare for the coming of Jesus Christ. Now there are 3 comings we prepare for. We prepare for the birth of Jesus, so his first coming. We prepare for the present coming of Jesus coming presently into our lives. And we prepare for Jesus' second coming, which is in the book of Revelations, where he will come down in a cloud and that's basically final judgment. I like the way that Father Schmitz described Advent. He describes it as a devout and joyful preparation for the coming of Christ. I think that's really neat. And honestly, it's a great way to view Advent because it truly is a preparation of ourselves and our souls to meet Jesus, as should every day. But you know what? The birth of Jesus is super special, so we should prepare for that. So that's basically what Advent is. As Catholics, we prepare for the coming of Jesus Christ. And I absolutely love this because I think a lot of people get burned out around the Christmas season. And honestly, if you're sick of Christmas by the time Christmas rolls around because, I don't know, maybe you listened to too much Christmas music before it was even out, or maybe you decorated your entire house in decorations before it was even Thanksgiving, then you're kind of doing Advent wrong. See, Advent is how we personally judge our spiritual journey with Christ. So if Christmas songs help you in that spiritual journey and preparation for Jesus Christ, then okay, you can be the judge of that. But if you notice you get burnt out and they don't help your preparation and spiritual journey for Christ, maybe change a little bit, maybe switch it up a bit, try something else. And if you're stuck on things to do for Advent, I got you. So how do we celebrate Advent? So I guess this is kind of a no-brainer, but basically if you noticed, the colors of Advent are rose and violet, not purple. I was corrected on that by a very traditional priest. It is in fact violet. Don't say purple. As Catholics, obviously we should be going to Mass per usual, but during the first 2 weeks of Advent, it should be fasted and we should be going to the Sacrament of Reconciliation, which is confession. So basically we should be doing those 2 things. However, there are no particular rules as to how us lay people are to observe Advent. But those are the suggested things that you should do for your spiritual health. Obviously, Sundays are not fasted because on Sundays we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but all the rest of the week, the 2 weeks, we should be fasting. And if you're like me, every Friday you should be abstaining from meat as well. And I did a whole video on religious fasting, so I'll link that below for you guys. Okay, now besides reconciliation, going to Mass, you know, all the fun stuff, what else can we do to celebrate Advent? Well, you can get an Advent wreath. They basically look like this. Super cute. I absolutely love them. And basically every Sunday during Advent, which is 4 weeks, you will light 1 candle. Now, you will notice that there are 3 violet candles, 1 rose candle, and not always, but usually there should be 1 white candle as well, and it's usually going to be a little chunkier than the rest. I've seen a really cute tradition where around the table during dinner on Sunday, the family will read from the Bible a part of Advent because you know it's leading up to Jesus's birth. So what Mary was doing before Jesus's birth, their trip to Bethlehem, all of that stuff. Like they will read little chapters or little verses of you know, leading up to Jesus's birth, and I think that is super cute. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so back to the Advent wreath. Like I said, the Advent wreath is going to have 3 violet candles, 1 rose candle, and then should have a chunky white candle. So the first candle you're going to light is going to be one of the violet candles. Now this candle that you're going to So this violet candle is called the prophecy candle. Yes, all the candles have names to specify why we are lighting them. The second candle is the Bethlehem candle. This is also going to be a violet candle. The third candle, however, this is going to be the rose candle, and this is the third Sunday of Advent. Now, this is a special Sunday. This Sunday is called Gaudete, and that is Latin for rejoice. This is when we kind of have a break in between fasting and all of that, and we can really get excited for the coming of Jesus Christ. But this specific candle is actually called the shepherd's candle, and I just think that's really neat. Okay, next you are also going to light another violet candle, and this one is the angel's candle. I absolutely love the angel's candle. I mean, it's right before Christ's coming, and we're all excited, and it's visual, like it's there. All the candles are lit except one, which should be in the center of the wreath, the big chunky white candle. I gotta stop saying chunky. The thick white candle, that doesn't help. The big white candle, if it was not obvious already, is Christ's candle. This is what we light when Jesus Christ is born. And y'all, it just blows my mind every year. It really does, how I just went so many years without celebrating Christ's birth. I mean, we did the decorations, we did that. I was dragged to Mass at midnight and I was like, I don't want to be here. And now I can fully actually enjoy everything. And it's all through the power of God. Truly, He softened my heart. There is no way I would be where I am today if it was not for Him. Okay, so what are some other things you can do to celebrate Advent? Well, I would suggest getting an Advent countdown calendar. Advent calendar? I think they're just called Advent calendars. And it's basically, it starts on the first day of Advent and it counts all the way down to Jesus's birth. And so I think that's really awesome. And basically in every calendar, there should be little doors where you get little presents, and it's kind of like anticipation, like the biggest present of all, Jesus Christ is coming, but you get these tiny little chocolates, and I just think it's super cute. And also, if you have kids, I think that's a great thing to keep them busy. And also, implementing Christ's stories into their bedtime would be amazing during this time. So the next thing you guys can do is you can start a daily novena or a devotion of some type. It can be short or it can be long if you think you can keep up with a long one. It's really up to your judgment and what you can do. However, I personally love the short ones because it's like something I can contemplate on throughout the day, and as a college student running multiple social media platforms, having an up-and-coming podcast, and my prayer routine, as you saw from my prayer routine video, is fairly long. I love novenas and devotions. However, it is extremely difficult for me to keep up with the long ones. So I really like those short week, 2-week ones. Honestly though, 4-week ones are good as well. I know I have a couple friends that are praying the St. Andrew novena right now, and that's a really traditional one during this time of the year. So I think that's great. I can also link a video below to a girl who is currently doing it, and I think her videos are great, so you guys should totally check her out. The next thing you guys can do is listen to some Advent music. No. A little different from Christmas music. Little different. Advent music is based around Jesus Christ's birth. So this is like, O Come, Emmanuel, Mary, Did You Know? These real classic Catholic songs are amazing. And I'm gonna link my Spotify playlist below for my Advent 2020 playlist. Also, while you're there, why not check out my podcast? Okay, and the last thing I'm going to mention, which can be kind of difficult, especially with COVID still going on, is volunteering. Or just doing something nice for your neighbors in general, especially if you can't volunteer due to where you live, whatever it might be. I honestly do believe that this is the time to give. I know you guys hear it all the time in TV shows and, you know, the Christmas Carol and all these movies about what the true meaning of Christmas is, but it's so true. The real meaning of Christmas is the coming of Christ, and for us to give. It is such a giving time, and it's such a rewarding time as well. Dying slowly. It is a time for us to reflect on our lives throughout the year. It's a new beginning for the church. It is just such a miraculous time to be in the world and just a part of everything. So I encourage you guys to go out there, volunteer, give until you know you can't give anymore, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!